everyone, welcome back. Today we're going deep, diving into something we know you're super interested in.
Yeah, getting ahead of the game in the digital world, especially as we get closer to 2025.
Exactly. And we're going beyond just like the trends,
Right.
We're going to be looking at how you can actually get those practical skills.
The hands-on stuff.
Yes.
Huh?
In two key areas, which are usability and digital marketing.
That's right. We're going to be digging into some excerpts from a document that really lays out why hands-on experience in these fields, well, it's becoming absolutely essential.
Almost like the secret weapon if you want to thrive in, the future of digital.
Yeah, it's a real shift from how things used to be.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit.
Sure.
This word keeps coming up, hands-on. But why is this shift happening now? What's going on?
Well, I think you got to consider the world we live in now, this attention economy.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. I mean, we're bombarded with information constantly, scrolling through feeds, checking notifications.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Totally. And in this kind of environment, just knowing about marketing theory...
It's not enough.
No, not at all. It's like reading a cookbook and expecting to be a chef, right?
Right.
You need to actually cook the meal.
You got to get your hands dirty.
Exactly. You got to get your hands dirty. Understand how to grab someone's attention, craft content that actually stands out from all the noise.
So true.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But this document, it really zeroes in on 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that year so important? What makes it different from, any other year?
Well, 2025 is looking like a major turning point in the digital world. There are 3 key reasons, according to this document.
Okay, let's hear.
First, there's going to be a huge surge in career opportunities, specifically in these areas.
Oh, interesting.
Second, there's this need to constantly adapt to new innovations.
Right, because things are changing so fast.
All the time. And third, this growing emphasis on creating experiences that are really, truly people-centric.
Okay, lots to unpack there. Yeah, definitely.
Let's start with those expanding career opportunities.
Okay, so we're in the middle of this massive automation wave, right? It's going to impact pretty much every industry.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of the routine tasks, they're going to be taken over by technology.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some skills that are way harder to automate.
And I'm guessing those are the skills we're talking about.
You got it. Usability and digital marketing.
Interesting. So they're actually becoming more valuable as technology advances.
Exactly. Because they require that human touch. Creativity, understanding, strategic thinking.
You can't program a robot to, empathize with a user.
Exactly. Or to come up with a truly brilliant marketing campaign that connects on an emotional level, that resonates with people.
So these are the skills that are really going to set people apart in the future, especially as more and more jobs get automated.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so that's career opportunities. What about this continuous innovation you mentioned? What's happening there? Well, think about all the new technologies that are already starting to change things.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, the metaverse.
Whoa. Yeah.
These are fundamentally different ways of experiencing the digital world, and they require a whole new approach to both usability and marketing.
That's where it gets really interesting, right?
Absolutely. It's like, how do you even design a user-friendly experience in the metaverse? How do you market a product that doesn't even physically exist?
It's mind-blowing.
It really is. And that's why having that solid foundation in these areas is so crucial. You got to be adaptable, think outside the box, and figure out how to make these new tools work for people.
It's about being comfortable with change, always learning and evolving as the digital landscape keeps shifting.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Career opportunities and
Yeah.
this need to constantly innovate.
Right.
What about the third one? The people-centric transformation.
Oh, yeah. So this is all about recognizing that people are becoming more discerning, more demanding.
What do you mean?
I mean, they don't just want stuff anymore.
Right.
They want experiences that are personalized, meaningful. They want to see their values reflected in the brands they interact with.
So it's not just about what you're selling, it's about how you connect with people on a deeper level.
Exactly. And this is impacting businesses across every industry.
Okay.
They're realizing that to succeed, especially in 2025 and beyond, they need to put people at the very center of everything they do.
To be truly successful, yeah.
Yes, and create products, services, experiences that genuinely resonate with their target audience.
And that's where the magic of usability and digital marketing comes in.
Right. They're the tools that help businesses translate this people-centric vision into reality.
It's like the bridge between good intentions and actually creating something that people love.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so this document we're looking at, it specifically points to boot camps as being super effective at teaching these hands-on skills.
Yes, they do.
Boot camps, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what makes them so different from like traditional learning approaches?
Well, boot camps are all about immersion. You're not just passively listening to lectures or reading textbooks.
Right.
You're actively engaged. You're doing real-world projects. You're working with experienced mentors, and you're building a tangible portfolio.
So it's learning by doing, which makes a lot of sense for these fields.
Absolutely. And this document, it actually highlights 4 key advantages of this boot camp model.
But really, lay it on me.
Okay, they neatly package it into this acronym, REAL.
I love a good acronym. Break it down for us.
It stands for Real-World Projects, Expert Mentorship, Adaptability and Lifelong Learning, and Lasting Connections.
Right, so real. Got it.
Yeah, real.
Let's start with R, real-world projects. What does that actually look like? Give me an example.
Okay, imagine you're part of a boot camp team, and your task is to redesign the user experience for a mobile parking app.
Interesting.
You'd be conducting user research, analyzing data to see how people actually use the app, creating wireframes and prototypes, and then testing those designs with real users to get feedback.
Wow, that sounds incredibly hands-on.
It is, and it directly reflects what companies are doing in the real world right now.
Okay, I'm getting it.
And that's the whole point of these real-world projects. They're not just theoretical exercises.
They're the real deal.
They are. They're chances to develop your skills by tackling challenges that mirror what you'd face in a professional setting.
Makes sense. Okay, so that's R. For real-world projects, what about E? Expert mentorship. Why is that so valuable?
Well, think about it. You're not just learning from textbooks or online courses. You're getting guidance from professionals who are actively working in the field.
Oh, so they're like on front lines of usability in digital marketing.
Exactly. They're dealing with the real-world complexities of these fields every single day.
So you're learning from people who are actually doing the work, not just talking about it.
Right. And that mentorship goes beyond just sharing knowledge. They're giving you personalized feedback, helping you develop your skills, and navigating the often confusing world of the digital industry.
It's like having a guide, someone who can help you avoid those common pitfalls and really accelerate your learning process.
Exactly. And beyond the technical expertise, these mentors can become valuable contacts, potentially opening doors to internships, job opportunities, maybe even collaborations down the line.
Awesome. All right, so we've got R for real-world projects and E for expert mentorship. What about A? Adaptability and lifelong learning. Those are pretty broad concepts. How do they relate specifically to boot camps?
Yeah, they're big concepts for sure, but that kind of gets to the heart of it, you know? The digital world, it's constantly evolving. New technologies pop up, trends shift, algorithms change. It never really sits still.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change.
Exactly. So to really thrive in that environment, you got to be adaptable.
Right.
Open to new approaches, always learning, expanding your skill set.
But learning how to learn becomes just as important as the specific skills.
Right. 100%.
Hmm.
And boot camps get that. They're designed for it. Well, for one, they expose you to a much wider range of tools and technologies than you'd likely find on your own.
Oh,
It's like you get this panoramic view of the whole digital landscape instead of just zooming in on one tiny piece.
So you're not just learning how to use one specific software, you're learning the underlying principles, how all these tools connect and work together.
Precisely. And that makes you more versatile, more adaptable as new stuff comes along, which it always does.
Makes sense.
And the second piece is boot camps. They really ingrain this mindset of continuous learning.
Right.
They don't just feed you information. They teach you how to find it, evaluate it, put it into practice.
So it's about staying curious, always on top of the latest developments.
Exactly. It's like they give you the fishing rod and teach you how to fish instead of just handing you a fish.
Right, which is way more valuable in the long run.
For sure. Because the learning never really ends in these fields. Boot camps give you those skills, those habits to be a lifelong learner, which is important in anything you do. But especially in the digital world where things move so fast.
Couldn't agree more.
So yeah, it's A for adaptability, but also for always learning, always growing.
Love it. Okay, so we've got real-world projects, expert mentorship, and this all-important adaptability and lifelong learning.
Right.
That brings us to the final L in our REAL acronym, lasting connections.
Yes, this is a big one.
So what makes the connections you form in a boot camp environment so special? What's different?
It's all about the environment itself. You're working closely with your classmates, right? You're collaborating on projects. You're helping each other through those tough spots, celebrating the wins together.
It's like a shared experience.
Exactly. You're surrounded by people who just get it, who share your passion for the digital world.
So it becomes less like a classroom and more like a community.
100%. And those connections, they don't disappear when the boot camp's over.
Right.
These people, they can become your colleagues, your collaborators, even lifelong friends. You're building your professional network right there.
It's like a built-in support system for your career, people you can brainstorm with, get advice from, maybe even connect you with job opportunities.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just career stuff, too. These are people who share your interests, people you can geek out with about the latest tech trends.
People who get you.
Yeah. It's a super motivating and inspiring environment to be a part of.
That's awesome. All right, so we've broken down the real advantages of boot camps, real-world projects, expert mentorship, adaptability, and lifelong learning, and lasting connections.
The whole package.
It really does sound like they deliver on making you job ready, especially with 2025 right around the corner.
They do, and this document we keep coming back to, it really emphasizes that these skills, they're not optional anymore. They're essential for anyone who wants to succeed in the digital world, no matter what their goals are.
We're not just talking about getting a job, right? We're talking about being able to navigate this increasingly digital world, to understand how it all works, and be a part of shaping it.
You got it. The further we move into this digital age, the more critical it's going to be to design those user-centric experiences, to leverage data-driven marketing strategies. And that applies across every industry imaginable.
It's like, it's not just a tech thing anymore. It's everything.
It really is.
What does all this mean for you, our listener? What are the big takeaways here?
The big takeaway is this. Hands-on skills in usability and digital marketing, they're not just nice-to-haves anymore. They're your ticket to a successful future in the digital world.
They're essential.
They are. Whether you want to level up your current career or start something completely new, these are the skills that will help you stand out, help you thrive.
It's not just about getting a job. It's about being a part of something bigger, creating the future, making those meaningful experiences, connecting with people in new and exciting ways.
And that's what it's all about.
It's pretty inspiring stuff.
It is. It really is. And I think it's important to remember at the heart of all this technology, it's still about people. Technology is just a tool. What truly matters is how we use it to create positive experiences, impactful experiences that resonate with people on a human level.
It's so easy to get lost in the technical details, but you're right, we can't forget the human side of things.
Absolutely. And that's why I think this focus on hands-on learning, real-world projects, mentorship, and community, it's so encouraging.
Yeah.
It's all about a human-centered approach to technology. And ultimately, that's what's going to make the biggest difference in the years to come.
Okay, so we've talked about the why, the what, and the how.
We have.
But now I have a question for you, our listener. What about you?
Yes. What role do you see yourself playing in this whole digital transformation?
Think about your own passions, your skills, your interests.
Exactly.
How could you use these tools, usability, and digital marketing to make your own mark on the world?
What kind of impact do you want to have?
These are the questions I want you to sit with as we wrap up this part of our deep dive.
They're important ones.
Because ultimately, the future of the digital world is being shaped by people like you.
People who are willing to learn, to adapt, to create, to connect.
And that's exciting.
It is. It really is. And remember, the most incredible innovations often come from that mix of creativity, empathy, and a deep understanding of the human experience.
You know, it's interesting. We've been focusing on tech, but it feels like this goes way beyond just the tech industry, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's not about a specific field. It's a way of thinking, you know?
Right, like this whole idea of usability, of reaching your target audience, that's variable no matter what you do.
100%. Like we've been saying, it comes back to understanding people. What do they need? What motivates them? What makes them tick? That's important everywhere, not just in Silicon Valley.
Exactly. Think about like a hospital website.
Okay, yeah.
If it's easy to use, if people can find what they need quickly,
Yeah.
that can actually lead to better patient care, right?
It can. Or think about online learning. If a platform is engaging, intuitive, it can totally revolutionize education.
Totally. It's about taking these principles we've been talking about and applying them creatively to solve problems, to improve people's experiences, no matter what the context is.
I love that. And the best part is, learning these skills, it's more accessible than ever before.
Yeah. You don't need some fancy degree or years of experience to get started.
Nope, not at all. There are tons of online courses, boot camps, workshops. There are so many ways to gain that practical knowledge and actually get your hands dirty.
It feels like there's never been a better time to just dive in, especially with 2025 right around the corner. This isn't just about staying ahead of the curve anymore. It's about being ready for a fundamental shift.
A shift in how we interact with the digital world.
Exactly.
It's exciting, you know?
It is. And what's really cool is that it's not just about, getting a good job, though that's definitely a possibility. It's about contributing to this whole evolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you're designing an app that people love to use, or come up with a killer marketing campaign, or even just advocating for a more human-centered approach to tech, you can have a real impact.
You really can.
So as we wrap up this deep dive today, I want to leave you with this question. What role do you want to play in all of this? What impact do you want to make on the world?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is. Because at the end of the day, the most incredible innovations, they don't come from just some brilliant tech idea.
Right. It goes deeper than that.
They come from understanding what people truly need and having that desire to create something meaningful.
Something that makes a difference.
Something that makes a difference. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of usability and digital marketing.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep connecting.